Hello everybody, today we're back on the little series of winter jobs on at Livestock Farm. Today we're not doing a specific winter job, but it's winter, so I'll stick it in the series. And what we're doing today, we're in the milk and parlour, we're changing teat cup liners. Okay, so these are the teat cups, and this rubber bit here is the liner, teat cup liner. Now these have a limited lifespan. They're the only part of the machine that actually come into contact with the cows. So they're made of rubber, so they need changing regularly to keep them in good condition. So you can see, before we go too far in the video, I need to tell you this video is not sponsored by GEA, otherwise they might have sent me a new apron. Look, I could do with a new one, it's gotten a bit holy, but perhaps if they'd like to send me one, that would be alright. So these are what we're using, genuine GEA parts, and these liners, you can see there, they've got a lifespan there, 750 hours or 2,500 milkings, depending on which comes first. So for us, for our number of units and number of cows, we change these 3 times a year, which is that's their useful life gone, and then we swap them out for new ones. So what we'll do, we'll dismantle these, take them off, take the old liners out, give them all a little bit of a scrub into water and pop the fresh ones in. So we strip them down to their pot. So these are actually what they call a two-piece liner, whereby there is just a liner and then we have a separate on the cluster. The short milk tube is a separate part, and in these ones we've got this little pipe here that's coming in. That's the flushing system that after every cow it flushes disinfectant down through the liner, so that every cow gets a fresh, clean, disinfected liner, and there's massively reduces the chance of cross-contamination between cows. So we use the two-piece. Some people have the one piece doesn't have this sight glass in. It's a rubber tube right to the end. We use these just because we do. So first thing to do to split them out, we've got to pop this sight glass out of the liner, just press it down on the ground, pull it out, and then we just pop the little plastic glass out. So these bits get reused. This is rubbish, chucked away. So right, we've stripped down now the component parts. These are the liners taken out. As you can see, there's no difference in the new one and the old one that you can tell. I have just split one open. As you can see, there's no real wear in there, which is what we want. We don't want to change them once they're worn, we want to change them before they get worn, because that can lead to contamination between cows if they start to deteriorate. So the aim is to get rid of them before they get that far, and change them before they cause problems. So these will all get chucked away now. So all these parts get thrown in the hot soapy water, and we'll open the packet. 4 new liners in the water. So as you can see, this is all food grade rubber, and you get a lovely picture of a cow on the packet, and you can tell it's food grade rubber because the cow's chewing it, so we know it's safe to use. So we just give the shells a bit of a scrub. They get scrubbed every day, but they do just get a little line round them where the liner sits. If we give them a scrub, we take the liner, pop it in, slip it over. There's a ridge in there, just slip that over. Fish around in our bucket. Catch the little sight glass, pops in there. And with this tool, we push this up to click it in place. Okay, so to make sure we're locked in, we press our stick down on the ground, and it pops this up and it catches in a little ring and makes it vacuum tight then, and that's finished, ready to go back on. So when we've popped them together, got the little sight glass in, moulded into the liner, if I can get it in the light, there's a little arrow just there, and a corresponding one at the top. So you need to make sure these are dead in line, then we know we're not twisted inside. You can see down through there, there's a nice straight line, nothing's twisted, that's how they need to go. Now these shells, they look the same, but if you can see one here, it's got a little ridge pressed into it. So these GEA liners, shells, the GEA shells, the ones without the ridge are very heavy, and the lighter ones are marked with the ridge. So I'm not sure if you can tell on there, but there is more thickness in this metal than this one. That's to give them different weight, so when you put them back together, the heavier shells go on the back of the udder and the lighter ones on the front. Now that is because the cow's udder, the two back quarters of a cow's udder will produce more milk than the two front quarters. So by having heavier on the back and lighter on the front, it makes them milk out at the same speed, so that they're milked at the same time, finished at the same time. So we need to watch when we're putting them back together, we make sure we get the heavy ones on the back and the lighter ones on the front. Okay, so then all what's left to do, put them back together. So we've got the dimple in here, so they go into the front, making sure we get the angle right to line up the short milk tube, the short pulse tube. Pop them on the jetters, and then a smooth one at the back, the heavier ones at the back. So we go down, put all these on, change them over, and before we milk this afternoon, what we're going to do, we're going to wash these through again, just to make sure, because these liners, obviously they're made of rubber, they've got a release agent on them to get them out of the mould when they were made, so we need to wash that out before we use it, and then we'll be good to go, and that will see us through for the next 4 months until we do it all again. So there we are, folks, just a quick little video, a little bit boring, but it's vital that it's done. It's one of the most important things really that needs doing. So there we are, that's why we do it. So we've got a bulling cow next door wanting to join in. She approves. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.